Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe in Lagos.
What a greetings to you wherever you are in the world watching us in London. I'm Austin Okonakman.
It's Friday, Austin. A lot is going down this weekend, especially Community Shield Austin right there at Wembley. Crystal Palace and Liverpool will open the curtain raiser. You know that once you have the Community Shield, the English Premier League is about to begin, and that will be next weekend. We will talk about that on the show tonight. I know for Liverpool fans, in their hearts and wherever they go, Diego Costa will definitely be with them. Yes, we'll talk about that on the show tonight. And of course, we will be talking about the D Tigers. It's been almost 10 years. Yes, it's 10 years since Nigeria last won the only title at Afrobasket Championship. And of course, they're bidding to win another one again after almost 10 years. You have 15 players already in camp. Coach Abdurrahman, of course, he's taking charge of the team. We will talk about the D Tigers and their preparations for the Afrobasket Championship that will be taking place in Angola starting August 12th. And of course, still fallout from a Super Falcons triumph in Morocco. We'll be talking about that on the show tonight. Like I promised you, on Thursday, right, you get to hear part 2 from Ashley Plumter on the show tonight. And of course, Coach Madugu, preparations for WAFCON 2026. Remember, the qualifiers is starting in October, so no time to rest for him at all. We'll talk about that. And of course, the African Nations Championships being hosted by 3 nations. Of course, we will talk about that. The games decided earlier today. And of course, fixtures for the weekend. It's a Friday, and where me Akiyode of Milan FM is right here in the studio. How are you?
I don't know. Who am I asking first? I know Austin had an interview with Ashley Plumter.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that you should be asking for my account number next.
Yes.
And you were also in Morocco. So I don't know who is paying
okay, Austin,
first.
No, Austin.
No, you were there with the ladies live.
Pounds.
Okay, pounds, yeah.
Yeah, that's big guy.
Either ways, both of you have to pay royalty to those of us that held it down while you were away.
You know what
big
that
weekend,
means.
no doubt about that. The English Premier League is very much upon us. The curtain raiser this weekend, Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. And, I'm really excited about that as well. For the Chan Eagles, I've said it all through, even before they lost their first game against the defending champion, Senegal. I feel nothing else should motivate them more than what the Falcons and the Tigers had gotten in the last 2 weeks. Imagine if you are playing in the Nigerian Premier Football League and then you win the Chan and then you get $100,000. Your club owner can even call you to come and be an investor. I just hope they're able to put their heads together, get their wins against Sudan and Congo, and just get the conversation going. You're welcome.
Welcome to the show. Austin, so let's start off with this one. I mean, preparations for Afrobasket. You know, the girls, they've been doing something wonderful. 7 titles they've won, 5 in a row right now. And you have one player, Sarah Goke, who has won 5 on her own. She's been part of the 5 that they've won. But, well, the D Tigers, they've won 1 in all the editions they've been competing in. And, of course, this time around, I mean, should I use the word they are condemned to actually at least win something?
Cecilia, just be nice. Show empathy tonight on the show.
Okay.
I know you've got all the bragging rights because of what the women, have achieved. But yeah, the D Tigers, I think theirs is a big mental issue since 2015. And it's not just about that long. It's the sort of performances that they give at the Afrobasket that really gets us worried, that even small teams, actually push them, to their limit. So can they make a difference this time around? I do not think so. But with a wave of what we are enjoying from the women, that's why I say let them go tap some anointing from the women. Go and somehow let it rub off. We thought it was going to happen. We defeated Senegal in the Afrobasket. Senegal caught our men in the Chan and said, no, it's not going to happen again. So let's see. It's happening in Angola. Angola already on my books as favorites to win it. But the D Tigers can prove a point. It's pretty disappointing for our history. I remember that famous win in 2015. Olumide Oyedeji was the captain. It was a very good team. Olumide was in the studio with the basketball, I think, from one of the the games, and he signed on it. Cecilia, that was 10 years ago. Opeyemi, I don't know how much you know of this team and Coach Abdul Rahman, but with what you know and what you've seen, can they get us talking about a win in Angola for the Afrobasket?
I think the momentum is super high, and not just flying with the moments. You have to put up a solid performance, and just like Austin said, it's going to be a big one for the Tigers in terms of the composition of the team. I also want to look at. I'm not sure it will struggle to come out of the group. Tunisia, Madagascar, Cameroon. I don't think coming out of the group had always been the problem. It's when we get to the
the
other stage, the later stage of the competition, and then.
But the last championship, what was our position?
Cecilia, leave that one. But
12 out of 16.
Out of 16 teams, it was awful. And you look at the spacing between the last time we've won it, 10 years is a long time. And it's not like we don't have the quality.
But we came close in 2017.
Close is not enough. I think we've gotten to that phase where Nigerians are beginning to ask for, all or nothing. You can't. We're not celebrating any gold and silver anymore, any diamond, bronze anymore. It's either you get the job done or we really forget about it. For the Super Eagles, and for the people that celebrated it, everyone that followed me on that conversation will know that I've never been in support of that. For the Tigers, they need to pull up their conversation. They need to make sure that whatever it is they get up from this one. I'm looking at the team. Yesterday afternoon, on Sunday, I was looking at the team list, and I'm like, wait a minute. We've got some of the very best that we can push out for. I don't know, maybe it's a mental thing. I don't know, maybe Senegal is like the block problem. I don't really know. But for the Tigers, they've got to go out and do it, because now we're in a system where, I don't know, maybe it's excitement, I don't know, maybe it's the mood, it's the moment, it's the reward, whatever it is. You don't know whether you're an individual athlete, you're a team athlete, whatever it is you do now, and you bring glory to the country, something somewhere is going to knock on your door and say, you know what, come. We're going beyond presidential handshake this time around. So I think the Tigers know what's at stake for them. I know that they also assume that Nigerians are going to settle for the best and nothing else. So they've got to go and get the job done.
Get the job done. But if they had to play the way they played in the second round of qualifiers for this Afrobasket, they were 0-3 coming into the final phase. And of course, they won all their games. And the likes of Caleb Agada and Ike Wamu, these guys are already in camp with the players. So it shows maybe, just maybe there's something. But let's just take a look at the group also, the time for the games, and also, just let you know the teams they will be facing at the group stage. So they're in Group B at the Afrobasket Angola 2025, Tunisia, Madagascar, Nigeria, and Cameroon. So these happen to be the countries they will be facing. Tunisia, of course, they're defending champions. Nigeria, the current ranking that is out, they're ranked 7th in all the 16 teams that are currently taking part. But in Africa, Nigeria is 6th in the world, 40-something. Okay, now, Wednesday, that's when Nigeria will start their campaign for these Afrobasket Championship. Madagascar and Nigeria, that's on the 13th on Wednesday. The Friday, they take on Tunisia, defending champions. And the final group game will be against Cameroon, and that's on Sunday. So after this, they progress to the next round. They start taking it from there. Austin, you threw the question to Kwemi. I'm throwing it back to you now. I mean, looking at these teams, naturally you could say, yes, we can do this. I mean, preparations has been okay this time around. They've been in Abuja campaign for the past 1 week, although you didn't have all the players coming at the same time. At a point, you had 9 ball. We learned recently you have 15 players in camp. And maybe by later tonight or tomorrow, we have the 12 players that will be prosecuting this championship. Can they actually, get something out of this group? Looking at what happened in the final round of qualifiers, that was in February, right?
The point in sports, you're as good as your last game, and that's what analysts, pundits will jump on. And you know how much headache they gave to us with that qualifiers. I think we had to wait till the final round,
yes,
for us to book our place. Easy peasy. We want to say they can beat Madagascar, maybe beat Cameroon, but Tunisia, we know, is the powerhouse with men's basketball in Africa. So that's pretty, tough. But when you said the preparation has been good, I was like, Was it? Is it? You know, because we know
They,
what
they
it is. So
played
this,
Guinea. I mean, they've been playing friendlies. They played Guinea yesterday and they played again
yeah.
today. I mean, 7 p.m. is yeah.
I think what we can agree is it's better than what we've seen in the last 5 years.
Okay. Yes.
Good, you know, that's what. But is it the standard? Is it what the players would want? Does it command you with the kind of confidence you need to go to the Afrobasket and win? Maybe not, you know. But I like the fact that the MBBF were prompt in naming a coach, which is very important to say this is the guy that will lead the team. You know, we called for it, we pushed, and because that's very important, that's leadership right there, Cecilia. But we want to wish them all the best. But will I come out and say, oh, the D Tigers can go all the way? With the D Tigers, there's so much talent from the class of 2017 that Victoria McCauley came back into the team and acted like she never left because of the continuity in that team. You could see that even Ezinne Kalu, when she joined the team for the Olympics, she slotted in so easily. You mentioned Sarah Ogoke that has been winning with the team since 2017. It's difficult to say that with the men. And that's what is very important with basketball, because that connection, that understanding, that blend is important. But hey, we still believe in miracles. Let's see.
We still believe in that because I was just looking at what they did. They did the impossible when we thought they won't be able to qualify. They did all that, coming in a 0-3 deficit, and they won all their games against Cape Verde, against Uganda, and of course, I remember that one against Libya. I mean, which was the opening game. That 75-70 was really crucial. And then it went on. You know, it's the same coach we are having, and then this is 19 appearances, and the fact that we have some of the impactful players I mentioned earlier, you know, they are in the squad. So Josh Okoje-Alant is also in Abuja to join the team. So maybe that NBA factor, and that might just help, you know, the team. So we'll leave the D Tigers now. We're wishing them all the best as they prepare for the Afrobasket Championship. Yes, Austin said I should have empathy. I'm having that right now. Okay, I promised you last night that we will be listening to Ashley Aplomta, you know, Super Falcons defender, the second part of the interview she had with Austin right there in London.
Actually, barely 3 years with this team, and you have lifted a WAFCON trophy. You've been to the World Cup. You have a national honor. Oh, good dollars in the bank also. Does this spur you to do much more?
Yeah, honestly, when you put it like that, it makes me realize like what I have been able to achieve. I guess it's still a little bit overwhelming for me because, like, even when I joined the team, in my mind, it wasn't like I want to be at a World Cup and I want to, you know, do this, and this. But it's just kind of all come from just making that step and pushing myself to be the best player I can in this position. I mean, there is so much talent and Nigerian talent that to be named as one of the 24 to be able to represent Nigeria at a major tournament was huge, and then to go on and win it. I mean, yeah, it's just like honestly, I think sometimes like I surprise myself. I didn't expect it of myself. So now to think that I can actually achieve something and win something with such a prestigious team, it just makes me excited to know what the future will hold.
Let's end it this way. If you want to look at the next 5 years, what sort of targets will you give it?
Obviously, with the recent win at WAFCON, that's a big step because we know that all African teams are improving, they're investing more. The support system is bigger for a lot of African teams. So for us to win, it's not easy. I know we were expected to win, but it's not easy at all. I always say like playing African teams is probably one of the difficult matches I ever played because you have so many great individuals, and sometimes you're playing against really unpredictable teams. But I think I was showing at the World Cup in 2023 when we got out of a group that people were calling the group of death. People didn't expect us to get out of the group. We get out of the group and then we play England, who end up playing in the final of the World Cup, and we take them to penalties, and we didn't concede in that game, or we only conceded two goals, I think, in that tournament. So yeah, if we can compete with some of the best teams in the world, it just goes to show like, you know, why can't we do that more consistently if we have the right backing and we continue to push and invest in our team?
Tell me, what is the admirable quality of the Super Falcons team that each time
something is thrown at you girls, you pick yourself back up so easily? How do you do that?
There's a lot of resilience in the team. I mean, I think we have been on a journey with one another. And I'm saying this, and I've not been on the team half as long as a lot of the senior players on the team. But we go on a journey together, and we know that there's like we're backed by a sisterhood. So our, individual success is only as big as the team success, and vice versa. So, yeah, we're all just a little representative of one another. So I think for us, like, we go on a journey together, we push through battles and challenges together. We ultimately are all super competitive and want to succeed. And then even when things don't necessarily go our way, like the final is a great indicator of how we are as a team. Like to go 2-0 down, and the number of people I've spoken to who've said, like, at 2-0 down at half time, I've turned the TV off. Even my dad said that, like, he stopped watching. And I get it. But like, there was never a moment in our mind when we were like, yeah, we're going to be down and out here. Like, we know what we're capable of, and we know at any moment we can just change the tides of a game. And I think that's something that, well, for me, to be on that side of things as a player, I always say, like, I only get brought up by them. So even if I perform well, it's just because I'm around people that's bringing me up, and vice versa. So yeah, I just think, yeah, the sky's the limit with us, really.
The sky is the limit, obviously. Let's go on a break. When we come back, of course, we'll be listening more on Super Falcons preparations for 2026 WAFCON. Stay with us.
Welcome to White Events, your new home for sports betting and thrilling casino games.
Welcome back. Now, still talking about the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and of course, that performance. I believe Austin did that interview, so he won't react to it. So maybe we have to react to what Ashley said about the sky's the limit for the girls. Everyone has been talking. You've dominated Africa enough, 10 times. There's no other country in the world. The closest happens to be USA, and of course, Brazil is 8, Germany also 8, I think Germany 9, USA 9. There's no those are the closest teams that have won 10 continental titles. So it's time for the Super Falcons to go into the world and, of course, try and conquer.
Yeah, I think that was, I had a little disagreement with a friend on this same issue because I told them, I said, we are almost like local champions. No disrespect to the other African countries that are coming up, Bayana, Morocco as well, the Black Queens of Ghana, here and there, but the supremacy of the Super Falcons still remains unchallenged. Yes, the last edition we came fourth, at the previous one we've not had the best of times, but there was never, I think one of the most disrespectful moments of this WAFCON was when we wanted to play one of the countries that would, I think it was Zambia or something, and then everybody just kept running out because there's Barbara Banda somewhere. Oh, Zambia will give, we charged them 5-0. So when it comes to that level of dominance, nobody comes close to the Super Falcons. We've dominated over time. Out of 13 editions, we won 10. 2 had gone to Guinea, 1 had gone to South Africa. It's time for us to go in there. Because if you look at it, it's not like we have players that can't compete against the best in the world. Look at Rashida Tajibade, for instance. We don't know what club she's going to next. I'm sure it's a big move. Look at our own goalkeeper, the best goalkeeper on the continent of Africa, one of the best in the world. Just got nominated for Ballon d'Or. She's just got signed to the WSL in England. She's going to be keeping for Brighton. Look at Azat Oshoala, won Champions League. She played for Arsenal and Liverpool the same season. She won the FA Cup with Arsenal, moved over to China, came to Barcelona, became the first women African player to score in the Champions League final when they lost 4-1 to Lyon. The following season, she came in, she won it. And that level of dominance, look at our girls, look at Ashley, look at what she's doing in the Saudi Arabia League. So it's not like we don't have girls that can compete against the very best around the world. I don't know, maybe it's a coach thing I don't know if it's a mental thing, but for Justin Madugu's nomination as the one of the women's coach of the year, there's no other motivation you need than what we have right now. Let us go to the next World Cup. Let us go beyond. I don't want to use the word mediocre performance at the next stage. Let us tell the entire world that our dominance on the continent of Africa is no fluke. There's no way you can win 10 AFCON out of 13. And at the worst stage, you shouldn't be shooting to semi-finals. You shouldn't be talking about getting to the finals.
Yeah, okay. Austin, no preparations for 2026 starts immediately.
That's right. You listened to Ashley Plumpton saying that they are the team to beat. And she mentioned something that was really pivotal. That other African countries, they are not just investing, they're investing more. Because when out of 13 editions, Cecilia, a country has won 10, look, all of them can come together and form an all-star team to beat you. So they are doing just more than enough. We can see it now. And Cecilia, that competitive gap is widening. Ghana is in there now, big time. Senegal, they are in there, big time. Underrate Botswana at your own peril with women's football in Africa. Underrate Algeria, Tunisia. So I like the competition. So it means now you cannot just say, oh, we had a great Super Falcons. We have won it 10 times. Any team that comes will beat them. And do you know why this team actually did what they did? Something changed. That experience at the last edition in Morocco actually triggered something, because we kept reminding them that you did not even medal at that WAFCON in Morocco. Zambia beat you in the third place match. So that was very important for them to take it. And I like the fact that Coach Justin Madugu are sitting down that the work doesn't end. When you are the best, you need to do all you can to remain the best. Let's listen to Coach Justin Madugu on the show tonight.
We have achieved what we have achieved. It has brought so much attention on the team, which has also made our job even more difficult with the opposition and everybody. The qualifiers for the next edition, we have a game already in October, which we have to start planning for. And we equally must try as much as possible to check more players. If we had had more camps before we traveled, we had wanted to look at quite a number of other players. But because we didn't have that time, it was too short. It was risky for us to begin to look at players that you don't know much about. But now that this one is done and dusted, we must get the team and create more competition in the team. So we hope between now and October to have like 1 or 2 camps and see how we can also give new players the opportunity to also showcase what they can also do. We already have a program, a template of what we hope to do between now and the next qualifying game. And then what will also happen after the qualifying game. We are looking at that, trying to put things together.
Yeah, finally, maybe players like Ngozi Okobi that are still playing, do they stand a chance of coming back into the team?
Yeah, even for this camp, at some point we were looking at her because I was following a lot of all our players that were doing well in their various teams. And like you have seen in the team, you will always need a blend of the experienced ones and the younger ones. It has really helped in making this team what it is today, because I know the role that the more experienced players have equally played and how
Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu right there. Cecilia asked him a very important question, because now the competition is ripe. There are some players that we didn't really see at the WAFCON that we know they have the quality. Players like Ijamulusi has also made a statement on that team. Esther Okoronko has said, look, I do not belong to the bench. Iezwo has also said the same thing. And we have players like Monday Gift that didn't make the team.
All right, Austin, I think we have a pause there. Maybe we'll continue listening to Justin Madugu because we didn't finish the interview, but we'll have to go on a break on our DSTV platform because we'll be having a documentary on tribute to Captain Idahosa West Ogumbo. That will be only on our DSTV platform. All of that platform, Sport Tonight, will continue. All right, I mean, Austin was supposed to have finished the interview, when he was talking about some other players are coming back. I mean, the older players. I don't know if we can continue with it for that interview to actually listen to most of the things he said about former players. I mean, the older players, because for women, the older they get, the better they are. That even if they're not, playing, but the crucial role they play in terms of experience and everything, that they put in, that usually helps the younger players to grow. And he mentioned that they actually play a key role in the quest for Mission X, which was really successful in Morocco.
Yeah, it's an established fact. We can't deny the fact that the more experienced members of the team played a very key role. I was, just a few hours ago, I was looking at the story of Francisca Odega. She just got awarded 50 million naira and a well-furnished apartment in Makurdi by the Benue State Governor, and the promise that a street to be named after her as well. That's some good level of reward for longevity. She's won 5. And maybe this is going to be our last edition, and this is where she's now getting celebrated. We've seen that transition. I think I saw a video of the girls during the WAFCON where the younger members of the team were celebrating the older players. They were calling their names one after the other. And Deborah Abiodun was saying that, there's been like sisters to them, like big sisters to them. They've helped them to settle into the team. The likes of Aja Tushola as well, Rashidat Ajibade. I'm not saying this set should fizzle out yet. What I'm saying is that we cannot continue to say because of the experience they bring, because of the experience they bring, because of the experience they bring, and then we allow players that should have a big stake in the team also get, outside. Gift Monday, yes, we won the WAFCON, good enough. Sometimes when you win, it covers all of the loopholes that may have come up in the team. But if you had not won, questions would have been asked why this player was dropped and this player had to go. Remember the Gift Monday story? They said she was injured, and she came out and said, "I'm not injured, this and that." But it worked now for Justin Madugu. But it's time we start looking at the team. Yes, we need that experience, but I think we have 3 generations of players with this team. We've got the much more experienced part of the players. We've got the middle ones, the Azat Oshola, Rashidat Ajibade set. Then we have the new ones that just came in. They're not exactly young in age, but they are young in the team. So we have that blend. The manager should look deep and say, you know what, thank you, you've done well. So and so person, I don't want to start calling names on this show because they think we are, gaslighting individuals, but we know the people that by now should start, moving out of the team. How do you know that?
Let me throw it to Austin, because I know this is usually, there's so much controversy when we try to talk about this. I believe if a player is still performing at the highest level, and that player can still contribute to the team, why not let the player continue? Why retire that player by word of the mouth? Because I've seen situations where, we're looking at the midfield. We're happy that we won. We look at the midfield. There was a journalist that was sitting close to me in Morocco in the game again, I think it was against Algeria. He was like, look at Jennifer Echegine, and look at Esther Okoronko, and then you have, he mentioned Okobi in the mix. You're having those 3 players in the midfield, and nobody can actually unlock that midfield. That was something he said that I actually picked. And then when I asked Justin Madugu, when he mentioned that, yes, you can't just say these players are not doing. As long as they're still playing, they have something to contribute. You can still call them, fight for a shirt. If you're good enough, you pick it up, and then the others who are not good enough will just go.
That was good thinking, because those 3 players that journalist mentioned just defines intelligence in that midfield. It tells you how much we are blessed as a country with talents. That's why I commend Coach Justin Madugu and the NFF and whoever have given this directive that we should get to work now for the next qualifiers, because he needs to really know this team. Remember, I said it on the show last night that everything changed from that victory against Zambia. He got to really know the team. I really don't envy him, Cecilia, because there's just so much talent. If you leave me, I still want Monday Gift in this team. If you leave me, what's the Remo Stars ladies, highest goal scorer, Bolaji, I want Bola in this team. We have so much talent. If you leave me, I want Osigwe of Edo Queens in this team. Too much.
There's
too much. I want peace in this team. Too much talent. We are so blessed. It's just, we must find a way to keep them together, like all day, every day. I want Ngozi Okobi in this team. All day, every day, you look at this team and wonder why is Uchenna Kanu not part of it, So,
that's what he explained. That's what he explained to you, that he had just 2 training camps to pick players. He's like, okay, you know what? Which one can I capture right now? Let's just pick this one and let's go. And they did the job. I think what is important is I don't want to be in his shoes right now. I mean, Austin was just calling out names. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Austin, when we're talking about Monday Gifts, people didn't really talk about Chinnan Kanu, and we knew what she did during the qualifiers and of course at the World Cup.
So Cecilia, let's wish him all the best.
Yeah.
That continuity is very important.
Yeah.
He has saved the team. There are still some people who still wants to see Chioma Okafor and what she can give to this team. And with my research on Chioma, she's actually a pretty decent talent. So Coach Madugu must find a way, He must find a way to keep all of them together. The NFF, this is why tune-up matches are very important. So you get to watch players and see what they can bring to the team. So all the best to Coach Madugu, and this is beautiful headache. To be nominated with the best of coaches in the world also signifies that you're doing something good. So let him get on with his job while I continue as an analyst.
Your job is so easy. Your job is the easiest. Just come and talk about everything. Okay, let's leave the Super Falcons. October, which them are the best. They will be facing Benin Republic. Benin Republic beat Sierra Leone 5-1 aggregate to get into this next round of the WAFCON qualifiers. Okay, we hope he can get that time he needed to have that team B and be able to select more players for the national team. All right, let's talk about the National League right now, the second tier in Nigeria, where Abia Comets, they've actually unveiled Monday Eguavoen as their new technical director. They also have a new head coach, talking about Dipreye Tebowe, who was with Bayelsa United for a very, very long time. They've unveiled these 2 coaches to be able to lead them to the top flight. That's their target. I mean, they signed 1-year contracts and renewable clause subject to performance at the end of 2025-2026 season. I thought they would stop this 1-year contract at first and then renewable one. But the government have pledged that he will support the technical team, ensuring that the club achieve its objectives in the coming season. Let's just listen to them, and then we'll talk more about this unveiling of these 2 men that will be in the helms of affairs for Abia Comets when the season starts.
I have taken Bayelsa United to the Premiership and also won the FA Cup for Bayelsa United from the NNL. So I believe that I have, apart from that, I have the qualification, I have the temerity, I have the personality, I have the technical ability to make sure that Abia Comets, is promoted. As far as we have the right set of players, the right motivation and welfare. As a team, that unity that we need as a team, so that we can all work on the same page. And I think that is what the club will experience. Because I'm not here to undo anybody, I'm here to work with them and make sure we get positive results.
So I want to assure the people of their states that my presence here today is to make this team a winning team, and at the same time a sweet playing side for people to enjoy.
Both of them played for Nigeria at the national level. So for them or for me, they have no excuse. They have whatever it takes to make sure that they drive this team where it's supposed to be. We've made progress, and we believe that with what the executive governor of Abia State is doing to our club, that this year will be the greatest achievement for the club. We've made steps to progress, to give ourselves a goal of where to get to at the end of the season. And with the steps that the club has taken, I know we'll get down there. The target is to make the playoffs, which is the Super 8. Then from there, you can set another target of either winning or coming back. But our target this year is that we'll be in the Super 8 and make the playoffs.
Making the playoffs. You're smiling, right? Okay, Austin, you want to react? You're making the Super 8. I don't understand. What's this? Please, Austin.
Cecilia, I mean, what else? He needs to psych himself up. It's a big job. You've just been appointed. You need to let your employers know that you can meet up the job description and even surpass it. And that's why he's already thinking about the Super 8. I think Abia Comets, they've done pretty much. So let's just even say kudos to Abia State, and what they seem to be doing with their football. We just hope that at this stage where we're talking about the women also, they can look, towards Abia Angels too and see ways that they can make them. Because Cecilia, if you check in the last 2-3 seasons, Abia Angels, if you check, they've been trying to tell us that they can do something, maybe that's attention.
You remember
and
their stadium where they played?
You see, even Abia Warriors play on the continent. We know. So when I tell these guys that, look, for instance, new manager, you're just being appointed, you are talking Super 8, you do not have a good ground, you are playing football. You see, it tells you that we're not doing something right. It's bottom to top approach. That's the only way we can change football in Nigeria. So I hope they get to understand this. Okpeyemi, I don't know, it was just personal ambition for the coach, but to win, you must have some things in place to actually achieve that, isn't it?
Well, the truth is this. I just laughed when I was watching the interview because I'm trying to understand how much long-term plans you can have when you know your contract is just 1 year and it doesn't give you that level of stability, that level of balance. Every single game, every single point you pick or drop, you're under pressure because they've told you that make Super 8. Then when they get to Super 8, we decide whether we can win Super 8 or we'll come back home. I understand where this whole optimism is coming from. Club sides, state government, but I think we need to wake up from that illusion that we can make any progress when state government are sponsoring club sides. There's so much politics in this appointment and it's affecting the growth and consistency. I've spoken to a top club manager in this country towards the end of a season, I think 2 seasons ago, and I told him that, what are your plans going into the next season? And he said, okay, I won't be here next season because a new party has won the election and I will be sacked. And he was sacked. And that was exactly what happened. So I understand the target for Monday Guavon, but there's a lot of pressure within just 1 year. What does he want to do in 1 year? I'm not even sure he has gotten used to the players they have on ground. Do they have the luxury of playing at home to have the home support of the team? Do they have logistics? What is their travel plans? What do they have for the team before you start setting target of Super 6 or Super 8 for them? What if they don't make the Super? You sack him. You bring another person. You start all over again. Yeah. Come on, man.
Every season, that's a norm. That's why it's usually 1 year contract, subject to
So they're looking for
renewal.
1 season wonder.
Yes, it happens. It does. Ikorodu. Okay, let's talk about the African Nations Championships. Just look at the games that took place earlier today and also going into the weekend now. Algeria and South Africa, that game ended 1-1. Remember how Algeria started like a house on fire against Uganda when they won that. But against South Africa, it ended in a draw. And Uganda bouncing back from that defeat to Algeria in the opening game to beat Guinea 3-0. So that's Friday's results for you. So let's take a look at some games that will be taking place at the weekend. On Saturday in Group B, you have Central African Republic against Mauritania. Tanzania and Madagascar will also be in action on Saturday. And then Sunday in Group A, Kenya and Morocco, Zambia and Angola will also be in action. And on Tuesday, that's where you have Senegal and DR Congo, of course, Sudan and Nigeria. This is where the business is. The Super Eagles Team B, make or break. After one game, they lost that. Of course, if you look at the table, I don't know if you can quickly just see that before I go to sit down. The table, I don't know why the producer decided to have the table. Maybe, I'm showing empathy, but Irene will not allow me to do that. But Senegal, after one game, they are on 3 points, goal difference of 1. But this is where our concern is. They are owing 1 goal, and of course, no points at all right here after one game. So that's what it looks like. That's why they need to win this and stand a chance of getting into the knockout stage. It's important.
They're condemned to win this one. And they know that, luckily for them, Senegal being the defending champion, you could say that they're probably the biggest team or the toughest team for them. And, maybe a slim defeat, you may want to say, the manner at which you consider the goal, lack of communication in the defense line and all of that, we didn't get so much chance and everything. But I expected more from the Super Eagles. The reason being that the larger part of the starting 11 played together at club level with Remo Stars, and you just had some level of consistency. Second winning the league. Assume that the guys should understand each other. Yes, you are not playing you're not playing better insurance, but you are playing as a team going against Senegal. So they know that the next 2 games against Sudan and Congo is win or bust. There's no, in fact, it's not even about slim victory now. You need to win convincingly, maybe 3-1, get some gold, man. You have a -1 goals difference and you have 0 points. I'm looking at this table and I feel so bad. I feel like, yes, against the Senegal, strong team, one of the best on the continent as we speak, but we have enough quality in that home Eagles team. And I'm asking again, Cecilia, if the national team coach cannot deliver victory on the home African Cup of Nations, then what does he want to do with the senior team?
Okay. I can't answer that. Austin may answer that, right?
I'm Cecilia. You know me, and let coaches do their job. Let journalists do his job. And I just want this team to realize that there's so much on them as regards winning that game against Sudan. You see, I'm even deflated talking about this because I had so much expectations in that first game against Senegal. Just error, just a temporary loss of concentration. And I still believe in the quality of this team. I just believe that they can, turn it around against Sudan. Sudan, a very tricky team also. And at the chance, you can check it out. You can't just come out and say this is the team that knows how to beat everybody, because at this stage, all of them, they're still trying to get into some level of prominence. So, Coach Eric Shell, I like the work he's putting with the home-based teams. And when I had an exclusive interview with him in London, he said, look, he wants them to understand the game project. Just look at how he's interacting with the player. You could tell that he wants them to understand the game and get into it. But somehow it didn't just work for them against Senegal. We can only wish them all the best against Sudan. They win that one, keep hopes alive, and then go on to beat Congo in the final group game to advance in the competition.
All right, let's end it with Wembley, of course. End it with what's going to happen at Wembley on Sunday. Community Shield, where you have the winners of the FA Cup and the winners of the league will be in action. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, late Diogo Jota, of course, all eyes will be on Liverpool to see how they can overcome that to win this for him. Let's just give you, this is what it's like on Sunday. It's going to be August 10th. You have Crystal Palace and Liverpool, of course, is at Wembley. Austin, you can take this one quickly. I know you'll be there to see this game, right? Live.
Very important game, and we're already feeling it right here in London. Everyone talking about it. It's the curtain raiser, and you mentioned that Diogo Jota definitely, I'm sure Liverpool fans, they'll be out there to sing the "You'll Never Walk Alone" song. I saw one of the pre-season chills, man. It was so emotional when they were singing that song, and singing the Diogo Jota song. It was so emotional. I just pray that it will definitely dampen, the atmosphere. But look, when the football starts coming in, when we start to see bangers, when we see stunners, when the dribbles start coming, then the fans will get into it and face the football. Definitely, Cecilia, this one will get us talking. Winners of the FA Cup versus the champions of the league.
All right, it's going to get us talking. Just a quick one from you on this one.
Big one. Liverpool has signed well. I don't know how far they still want to go with the signing of Alexander Isak. They've had a couple of players leave as well. It looks like Darwin Núñez is on his way to Saudi Arabia already. There's also...
That's a shocker for me. I was shocked.
I don't know if it's a shocker. I think it's just an experiment that didn't work. Yes, they also lost... Luis Diaz has also gone to Bayern.
Yeah.
So there seems to be some space up front. They've also brought in Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen. They brought in Florian Wirtz as well from Bayern Leverkusen as well. They brought in a couple of players, but I think they still want to plug in that up front, and they need that reliable, classic finisher to double up on whatever Mohamed Salah is going to be doing. I think they still want to go for Isak, but they've signed well. Their preseason journey has been super good. Their team B as well. They played Atletico Bilbao at the same time. They've done well. But for Crystal Palace, I think Crystal Palace will go into this one as underdogs. I'm not sure if the result of their appeal to against their downgrading to Conference League is out yet. Whatever the result is, they would have to propel themselves and give a good showing against Liverpool on Sunday.
Good show. That's what we're expecting, Austin. We have to go.
Definitely, Cecilia, and what the fans are saying is they like it. I'm talking about Crystal Palace fans. They say, look, call them the underdogs, and then you should go and watch the FA Cup clip against Manchester City. That's the same mentality they're bringing against Liverpool. We'll wait to see. Football will give us the winner. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Remy, thank you so much for coming on the show
Thank
tonight.
you, Cecilia. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a good night rest.